Former President Trump faces a $10,000 a day fine until he turns over documents sought by New York Attorney General Letitia James. Attorneys for Mr. Trump claim he does not have the documents James is requesting, but the judge ruled the lawyers didn't provide enough details about how they tried to find them. Joining me now is CBS News investigative reporter Graham Cates. So, Graham, where is Attorney General James requesting be searched for these documents?
This is really interesting. We got really specific information today about where they want to have searches done and what's been lacking. And for instance, they mentioned at least 2 or 3 specific mobile devices they say either belong to Donald Trump or were kind of company issued. And then they were very specific here. They said the files located in cabinets outside Mr. Trump's office. Another one was the storage room by Mr. Trump's office. Another one was the executive office storage closet. And then the file cabinets located on the 25th and 26th floors. So we're not talking about them saying, go through the entire Trump organization and find whatever you can find. I mean, these are really specific locations.
What are they hoping these documents shed light on? What do they think is going to come from getting these documents?
Well, this is a really wide-ranging civil probe looking at the financing of many, many properties and Mr. Trump's finances as well. And they kind of described it as just seeing his name with pen to paper because they're at this point in the investigation. This has been over 2 years of collecting documents by the Trump organization's description, more than 1 million pages of documents. But they say only 10 of those documents provided by either the Trump organization in previous subpoenas or Trump himself actually linked specifically to Donald Trump. And so they're saying, we just want to see that you're able to provide us with something that has his name on it so that we know that you're really complying with this at this point.
So what did Mr. Trump's attorney say about all this, and what did the judge say in response to Trump's argument?
His attorney, Alina Habba, said that she personally oversaw some of the document discovery in this case. And she mentioned it was kind of a surprise. She mentioned that she flew down to Florida to interview Trump at Mar-a-Lago under the terms of the subpoena. And you could see that the judge was surprised by this. And then he kind of interrupted her. He said, well, if you're doing discovery and you're interviewing Donald Trump, then he described this as the 800-pound gorilla in the room. He said, why not get a sworn affidavit from Donald Trump saying, we've done all the search we can do. I don't have anything more to provide. And this really, afterwards, me and a few reporters spoke with Alina Habba, and she said she'd be willing to provide her own affidavit, explaining her own search measures, but was far less committal about whether she would be willing to submit one signed by Donald Trump himself. It was really surprising.
So this Attorney General inquiry is running parallel to a criminal investigation by the DA in Manhattan. What's the latest with the criminal probe?
Right now, there's this kind of, publicly it seems like it's a little stalled out. Several high-file prosecutors have left the office in the last few months and said, we believe that that we were already ready to bring, one in particular, Mark Pomerantz said in his resignation letter, that he believed that they were already ready to bring a charge against Donald Trump, but that the new district attorney who was elected in November, Alvin Bragg, wasn't ready to do that. And he thought, this has gone on long enough, we need to move on. But the new district attorney has said, actually, we're exploring new information here, and I just didn't think yet in February that it was time to charge, but this thing's far from over. So we're kind of waiting to see who's telling the truth on that. Is it their prosecutor who resigned, or is it the district attorney still in office who's saying that we're still looking into this more?
So I need you to decode one of these things we hear in court a lot. We know the Attorney General's office in New York and the Trump organization have this tolling agreement, and that the tolling agreement is about to end. What does that mean? And what does it mean for the Trump organization?
So it means basically that certain statutes of limitations in terms of when you can charge or when you can bring up things in litigation are essentially on hiatus during this agreement that the two sides agreed to while they work through document production and some other issues related to the case. Now, their tolling agreement is about to end. And in court, one of the lawyers for the Attorney General said they do believe that after that tolling agreement is over, they expect to bring some sort of, he called it, enforcement action. And they didn't explain it further than that. So what we know is after these next few weeks of discovery and this contempt motion and all of this stuff, we're going to get something from the Attorney General in terms of some sort of enforcement, whether it's against the Trump organization or Trump.
Which gives you the honor and the pleasure of checking the court docket every few minutes in New York City. Graham Cates, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.